Got another amazing flatland seed here. So you're going to spawn on top of a hill that has a decent amount of trees and a good amount of flat area right on top. As you can see, not going to require too much terraforming, and it's on a hill. You have a village off in that distance right there. You do have a little bit of flat area to build right there. A little bit more right over there next to the ice spike biome right there. And we have another village. A little bit of flat area right on this side of the frozen river, and a little bit more on the other side where the village is. And we have another hill. So that's the hill you spawn on. Got another hill right here. Decent amount of flat area on the top of the hill. And then you have a village on the other side with a decent amount of flat area on that part of the snow plains biome. We got another amazing flatland seed. Now, you're going to spawn along this coastal area right here. As you can see, you got a large body of water. Great for exploration. But right by spawn, you do have a pretty good flatland area right here. Some of it in the stone gravel area and some of it in the grass area right over here in this plains biome. You also have this hill right here. But if you come over here, you have an entrance down there that goes into a pretty deep cave system. And on top of the hill, you do have a Sakura tree or cherry tree biome right here. Not a very big one, but enough to get a pretty good supply of that particular wood. And then you also have a pretty large village on the other side of the hill. And a decent amount of flat area right over there. And pretty much on that side of the plains biome or village. If you come over here, you got a little bit more flat area. And the last part of it would be right over here. As you can see, right along this part of the hill, you have a decent amount of flat area as well, and a little bit on the other side of that hill. We got another flatland seed, this time in the desert. As you can see, you got a decent amount of flat area straight ahead. If you look over to the left, you do have a little bit of jungle over there. Over here, you do have plains biome a little bit. You have a village number 1 right there. Decent amount of flat area right there, and you do have a savanna biome over there, so if you want to end up picking up some trees, that's one source right over there. On the other side of the hill over here, you do have more savanna and more flat area for you to end up building. More so over here. If we head over to this part, you will see a ruined portal. It's kind of buried right there, so it's not going to be as visible as it typically would. And a little bit up there, you do have village number 2 straight ahead. It's not that big. And over here by the river, you have village number 3 with a little bit of an interesting hole right here, which I kind of like. This looks pretty cool. And there's the last village. Decent amount of flat area right there. Enjoy. We got the perfect jungle seed for flatlands. It is a sparse jungle seed. You do have a little bit of sparse jungle right here. Decent amount of flat area right here in this jungle part. But we also have a plains biome with a savanna biome and more jungle over in that general direction. With a little bit of a village right over there. Not that big, but it's still a decent size. And we have on the other side of spawn, or the hill that's by spawn, you have a ruined portal. Pretty cool. Then we have more sparse jungle over in this general direction. And this is where a lot of the flat area is. As you can see, we're getting more and more open space and a lot of flat area in the sparse jungle with a jungle biome right next to spawn. It's a pretty large jungle area right there. And you do have a bit of a plains biome right there by this hill right here. So, enjoy. For this seed, you're going to spawn on the edge of this massive forest. Some of it in normal forest and some of it as snow forest. Turn around or face away from the sun, you're going to come across a pretty large flatland area in the plains biome. As you can see, a lot of great real estate, pretty much right by spawn. Got a little bit more over here, basically along the forest edges with some craters and lakes or little pools of water like that right there. More flat area over here. Got even more over on this part of the plains biome. And for the snow plains side of things, there's not as much flat area, but there is a little village. So if you wanted a little flat area in the snow plains biome right next to a pretty large flat plains biome, there you go. For this seed, you're going to spawn by this body of water right here. If you follow along the coast, you will come across a little bit of plains biome with a decent amount of flat area for building, with a ruin portal straight ahead and a village right over there. If we head back to spawn, you will see you're not too far from a little river village. As you can see, you got a large body of water right here. And you go in a little bit further, you do have this decent sized village in a plains biome with a lot of flat area right there. And a little bit on this side of the river, as you can see, especially on the other side of the village. This is what the village looks like. And if we drop down to the elevation, this is what you're looking at. Good amount of flat area for building. And if you come to the other side of the flatlands area, you do have another village. As you can see, also a river village. Comes out a little bit more, as you can see. So a lot of great building potential. And if we head back to the center part of the area, you can even see where the 3 villages are relatively close to spawn. See, village 1, village 2, village 3. So enjoy. We got a great spawn. We're spawning right by this village right here. It's a decent sized village. You do have a little bit of a forest area right here with some jungle off in the distance, as you can see. A little bit of a savanna biome. And right down here, you do have a decent amount of building area. A lot of flat area right there. And over here, you do have a little bit of a crater right there and more flat area on top of this hill. And it pretty much goes around, pretty much all around the crater. A little bit more flat area over there. Got some plains area over there. Some more right here. Honestly, a really good location for building if you just want to build it on a donut. And if we come back towards spawn, you will see we got a snow-capped part of this hill / mountain area right here, kind of going in between this village and the village down there. You also got a decent amount of flat area right there as well. So yeah, enjoy. We got another amazing flatland seed. So you're gonna spawn on this part of a peninsula. Come over to this side, you're gonna have a little beach with a little lava lake. You do have some land off in the distance, but you're nearly surrounded in water, so you have a lot of great scenery. If you end up wanting to explore with a boat, it's going to be really good. And as you can see, this part of the plains biome is insane. It's a lot of flat area, a lot of great building potential, as you can see. And as you get further over here, you get even more and more open space just to build whatever the heck you want to build. Look at that. A lot of great building potential, a lot of flat area for you to build. Enjoy. So we got a little island this time where you're going to spawn on. You do have a little plains / flat area for building right here along the beach. A little bit right here, more along on the beach right there, and right over here. If you don't want to stay on the island, you do have a plains area over there that can be great for building with some flat area for you to build. And on this side of the island, it's just forest and trees and a little bit of savanna towards the end of the island or island chain. So enjoy. We got another massive flatland seed right here, this time in the plains. As you can see, pretty much all around you got a large open area for building. And if you look off in the distance over there, on the other side of this little lake right here, you have more plains and a village. So you have a lot of great building opportunity on this side of the lake. As you can see, it's a small little village. If you come over here, you do have a pretty interesting mountain / hill formation over here. So if that's your cup of tea, you can end up building along this part of the plains biome with a good amount of flat area there. And if we come over close to spawn, as this is where this is, or on this little mound area right there, you do have another village. This is a lot bigger than the other one. It's in the river, and it looks pretty cool, and you just have a lot of great flat area pretty much all around here. So enjoy.